Hello, and welcome to Advisory Board, the web show where we take games on a full playthrough. I'm your host, Adam Pitzer, and with me, as always, is our canary in a coal mine, Darren Vatra.
Hello.
And today we're going to be playing through Nightfall.
Woo!
Does it sound spooky?
It does sound spooky.
How spooky are we talking?
At least Nightmare on Elm Street spooky.
Alright, sounds good. Before we do that, what have you been up to recently, Darren?
Working a lot, but playing a lot of NBA 2K17.
You said that was amazing in terms of.
It's the best basketball simulator I've ever played through.
Basketball's so hard because in football they're supposed to hit into each other, but in basketball it's hard to get the sort of hitting into each other.
And the difference between the collision that is a foul versus a collision that would be normally allowed in the game of basketball.
Yeah, which is different depending on what area you're playing in.
Right? Correct. It's pretty liberal. So it doesn't make you it does a really good job of making you feel like a hero most of the time, unless I go 0 for 6 from the 3-point line, and then I just feel like an idiot, and then I just start jacking shots like Allen Iverson. It doesn't matter.
Sounds realistic to me.
So I saw you were watching Royal Rumble on Sunday. How was that?
Heck yeah, it was a little disappointing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was it disappointing?
All right, well, here are some of the big names that were in it. The Undertaker.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
He's very old.
Yeah, he is.
And Brock Lesnar.
He's
also older.
He's older and is a survivor of a spleen ectomy.
Something like
that. Is
that.
How you say that?
Yeah.
And also got drummed out of MMA for performance-enhancing drugs.
And Goldberg from back in the day.
He's still doing it?
No, he just came back to do a couple things.
Okay, because did he not save any of his money?
No, they just came back to do so it was dominated by old guys who.
So what you're saying is Vince McMahon hasn't had any ideas in 20 years?
That's correct. It's imagine if you're watching you can't even come up with an explanation, but it's you're watching some new TV show and they bring in Burt Reynolds literally playing
the hot 25 boyfriend.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
No, so there's a little bit of that. But it's still fun.
There's enough suspension of disbelief in wrestling as it is, isn't there?
That's correct.
Oh,
so I gotta shuffle these wound cards because it's a new set.
What are you doing?
Important. There's wound cards. There's 3 different kinds. They gotta be shuffled. Isn't it?
Oh, Christ.
It's not that important.
Okay, it's not that important.
Don't worry your pretty little head about it.
I should point out that I've never played this game before.
That's kind of the deal, right? That's what we're going to go for.
Yeah, I will have never played any of these games that you're about to show me.
Yeah, so when we play the games here, they'll generally be games that I have either played or read all the rules for and everything. And Darren has never seen in his life. So Darren, as we said, is your canary in the coal mine. Put yourself in his shoes.
Yeah, I love to try new things. I'll make that mistake twice.
Cool. I think what else has been cool? Played the Arkham Horror LCG, which is different from the Call of Cthulhu LCG that you loved back in the day.
I loved the original Call of Cthulhu CCG or LCG, whatever you kids are calling it these days.
LCG means you don't have to buy random stuff, which is cool.
But yeah, tell me about it. What do you?
It's co-op.
Okay.
And so your deck represents your character, and there's you take it through a series of scenarios,
and
you'll have to make choices and things. So I don't know, that's probably not a spoiler, but the very first scenario, I had to make a choice at the end, and it's just right in the scenario book, your house burned down. It was part of the story that happened, and it would add cards to your deck based on what choices you made. And then you go to the next scenario, and you have these extra bad cards in your deck or extra helpful cards in your deck, and you as you go through, your deck changes as you go through scenario, and then every month they're going to come out with a new pack that has new scenarios in it.
That's very consistent with the Lovecraft, where things that happen to you affect your psyche and how you approach things. So
yeah, it's hard to get that because a lot of games just devolve into I fight all this stuff.
I punch it.
Yes. So I have played this Nightfall here. Or we're getting ready to be set up. This is not a typical setup, so we got to do some drafting to set it all up.
So if I'm looking at the box, I see a werewolf and what it looks like a vampire and what looks like another vampire and what looks like
feel like it.
more vampires.
Yeah, it's not
Some sort of
Underworld.
hunter
It's not
thing.
Underworld, I promise.
No.
No. So this is an older game.
Speaking of which, how is Kate Beckinsale still making this movie?
I haven't seen anything.
She's got to be 60 years old.
I don't think she's that old.
But she was sort of older when she made the first one, and I was in college, like the first time when that came out. I remember I had some girl I was trying to attract the attention of. We went and saw that movie, and let me tell you, it was very easy to get her attention away from that movie.
I just remember they got sued by the Vampire the Masquerade people for
doing
infringement.
a just shitty job. Like, because they originally gave them the license, and then they read the script and went, sun bullets? Really?
But anyway, this kind of came out.
But I digress.
Yeah. You love Dominion, right?
I love Dominion.
Okay, so Dominion came out. It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, we gotta make deck building games.
Right.
And so this came out in like the wave after that of everyone trying to make deck building games and get their own like niche on it.
Right.
And I got this in a trade
Most of which fail.
Yeah, this is true. So I got this in a trade at the Gen Con Game Swap that we did. I don't remember what we traded for it, but I'm like, Darren will like this. I'll grab this. I played it on the iPad.
He's so thoughtful.
All right. But yeah, so this will actually probably be a better game with more than 2 people, but learning it with 2 people will be a lot easier. So this is your deck. We both have the same starting deck, like in many. Many.
Are our decks the same size?
Our decks are the same size.
Okay, so I won't have deck envy?
Just not yet. But so you look on the cards here, and they have a big moon and a small moon.
Okay.
And they happen to be the same color in this case.
Some of them, they are all the same color, but they're all different colors.
Right, yeah. So the yellow big moon has a small yellow moon, and the big blue moon has a small blue moon, and so on. But that basically says this is a yellow card because the big moon's yellow, and it can be followed by another yellow card. And all of our cards in the beginning are like this. These are the cards that we're going to be able to get later.
Oh.
And so this is a big blue moon followed by either a yellow or a purple moon. So if you played this one, then someone could go, I can play this yellow one after it. And then I have another yellow one, I play that after it, and so on. And that's one of the big gimmicks of the game is chaining all your cards together.
Got it.
And you can chain it on other people's cards.
Just like the standard card game like Presidents, where you can play like doubles on top of, like you have to go in sequence or you have to play the same color. So, but I'm
similar, yeah.
I'm following.
Cool. So that's the basic idea, and you look at some of these cards, and if they have little hash marks at the top of it, that means they're a minion.
Okay.
And that's their health.
Okay.
And if they have a red number at the top, that's how much damage they do. So these bad smoke guys, they don't do any damage, but they're basically a tank.
Gotcha.
Their ability says, in play, this card blocks damage inflicted on you. The blue lady is, she says, so all these guys say exile when they're destroyed. So if you're starting card, they're going to go away as you play them.
So these cards suck.
They do, and they're going to automatically filter themselves out of your deck.
Sweet.
Yeah. But so she says chain, draw 2 cards. So if you play her into a chain of cards, like follow one card following after the other, she's going to allow you to draw 2 cards when it resolves.
Can I play as many cards as I want?
I'll show you that when we get to it.
Sure.
But the big difference is this green guy says your chain gain 2 influence. So if you play it on my chain, you don't get anything from him. He only works when he's on your own chain. So that means a chain that you have started.
Okay.
But yeah. Most of them say chain, they do a thing, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
But I kind of wanted to I want to give you the gist of what's going on, because theoretically we're going to draft which cards that we have uniquely, so you'll need to know kind of what the heck your cards do before you do it. So what happened every turn is, at the beginning of your turn, you might have minions in front of you, played from previous turns.
Sure.
They have to attack someone else. In this case, me. Right? Because if you were playing a multiplayer game, they could attack whoever you wanted, but everyone has to attack somebody.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna look at the rules just to make sure I'm doing it right.
They're crazy effing vampires and werewolves. They don't know when not to.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's always okay to look at your rule book while you're playing, especially if you haven't played much. So the common phase, all your minions have to attack. You can block people with your minions. It's kind of interesting. So like this guy's got 3 health. If he takes damage, you turn him sideways and he's got 2 health left. Turn him sideways, he's got 1.
Okay.
We forgot Melissa was coming.
Excuse me, I have to go let my wife inside.
Oh, yeah. So step 1, you're sending all your minions. They have to attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then after they're attacked, all your minions go in your discard pile. They have to. They're just done.
So they only last one turn,
Yeah. Well, at most 1 turn, right?
even though they have 4 health.
That's correct. There might be some that say they remain in play. I think this guy.
Does that mean all minions have trample?
No. You can block with your minions
Okay.
when you get attacked. But your guys basically go off on 1 turn and they go back in your discard pile just to make sure you don't get stuck with.
Oh, right, but
everything
it's
floating.
recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, but-
Yeah.
So then the chain phase, which basically is you just pick a card and you play it. And then you can continue to chain as many cards as you want as long as their big moon matches the little moon of the previous one. And you just play as many as you want. So theoretically, you could be playing like 8 cards or whatever. You know your whole hand.
Right.
And then after you're done, it goes around the table, and the next person gets to play as many cards as they want. And the next person gets to play as many cards as they want onto the chain. And you get this big chain going all the way down, and then you resolve it in reverse order.
That actually sounds fun.
It is. And so it's kind of cool because you always have something you can do on the other person's turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, remember, anything that says your chain, you can only do when you're starting the chain. So you don't want to waste those on other ones. And the other interesting thing is a lot of these cards have another boon here that says kicker.
Yep.
Which basically says if this was chained off of a green card, then you also get to do this thing.
Damn.
So let me try to find. So this is a green card that can chain into a blue card. So if you chain this one off of this one, then you would also get this kicker bonus.
Okay.
None of your starting cards have kickers because they all suck.
I noticed that.
So then that just goes right. That goes through and resolve everything, and stuff might happen or might not. And then
Do we need life counters? How much life do I have?
there's 20 wounds that can be taken because there's 2 of us, 10 times the number of people.
Sure.
When this deck runs out, the game will end.
Okay.
And then whoever has the least wounds at the end wins.
Okay.
So kind of because these will go in your deck and they'll mess you up.
I
So
can definitely see how this would be fun with multiple players.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
That's a good until you get to like 5 players and then it becomes less fun.
well, the thing is, you still only have a certain number of cards in your hand.
The curve is like this.
Oh.
It's fun. It's more fun. That's too many people.
So then after that, you do a claim phase where you get to claim a card. There's going to be different decks of cards out there that we can buy cards from. You're also going to have 2 that only you can buy from because you're cool like that.
All right.
You get 2 influence, which is the currency to buy stuff automatically every turn. And then you can discard individual cards to get an additional 1 influence. And then some of your guys might give you extra influence. Like this says, your chain gain 2 influence. So if you played him and it resolved, you would get 2 more. And you can buy as many cards as you want. This is how much they cost. The number on the right here next to the name.
Okay.
So when you're drafting cards, you can look at that. You can buy as many cards as you want. You can buy 3 small ones or 1 big one or whatever. And then last is the cleanup phase. You have to draw up to 5 cards. And then if you have a wound card, you can resolve an effect. So this one says wound bleed. During your cleanup phase, you may discard all wounds from your hand and draw 2 cards for each. Limit 1 wound effect per turn. So what might happen is you're going to end up with these in your hand, and they're going to be, you're like, well, that's garbage. It's taking my hand, doesn't do anything. But you can do that and kind of clean your hand out and get some more. So it actually is a little bit of a catch-up mechanic. So if you've taken a lot of wounds, that's annoying, but if you draw 3 wounds this, it means you get to draw 6 more cards. So you're going to have more cards than other people. It'll give you a better chance to catch up later.
Sure.
And so it's kind of interesting. If you then draw more wounds, then you can't do another one. So you're just going to be stuck with those. So I wanted to explain all that before we got started because part of it is you draft what cards we're going to play with. So I'm going to give us each 4 of these.
Okay.
And it suggests for a 2-play. Normally what you do is you pick one that you want to keep, pass it. Pick one that you want to keep for yourself, you pass it.
Like a standard draft.
Yeah, then you pick one that's going to be everyone gets it, and then one gets ditched. But this says for 2-player, again, let's double check that we're doing it right. You pick which one you want to ditch first, then the second and third are the ones that are your personal ones, your private archives.
Okay.
And then the last one is going to be universal. So take a look at those. Pick the one you don't want anyone to have for whatever reason. All right, do we want to go over what all these things do? Or do you want to just buy stuff randomly and see what happens?
That's usually how I like to do it.
All right, so let's make sure everybody can see things. This deck, old wounds, we don't need. Deck of draft cards, you're also out of here. Wounds are relatively important. So yeah, let's.
Alright, I'm gonna move the Nightfall.
Yeah, I don't think it's that useful.
Here, I'll Vanna White it real quick.
Alright, we put it back there if you want. I don't know if anyone can see it, but. Yeah. So yeah, put yours here. Put them where someone can see them.
Do they need to be Fache up?
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
I bought a card that allows me to steal your stuff.
What?
You may claim one order from target opposing archive.
Oh, dude, I thought about taking that one.
Yeah, that's not bad. Grab that one. So you got one that draws 2 cards.
Another one draws 1 card.
You got a card drawing is always good. All right, so
It's never treated me wrong.
all right, so draw 5 cards.
Okay.
All right, I don't have any minions to attack, so I don't do that. Now I get to chain some stuff. All right, this seems
Now, I still have to buy these,
yes.
but these are mine.
Yeah, but only you can buy them, except for my thing.
So you can buy 3, and I can
Wait.
only buy 2, or you can buy 4.
It depends. It depends what you do. So I'm going to start a chain, and I'm going to say I'm going to play Charlotte Reyes,
Started a chain.
and then I'm going to chain my other blue one onto that.
Okay.
Now goes around, and you get to chain off of this if you have any blue cards you want to play. It's free cards, so it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, do that.
All right. How are we going to identify? And we'll just do them separate. So we go backwards. So you get to draw 2 cards, and this goes, and
Just
then
like in these 2 cards?
yep, in your hand,
1, 2.
and then this goes in play in front of you,
Okay.
and then I draw 2 cards twice, and they both hang out in front of me. Then I get to buy stuff, and I have a bunch of cards I can discard for cash money. Let me see if I want to keep any of these, if I always want to buy a bunch of stuff. All right, that's a dude looking to buy a bunch of stuff. All right. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that if I discard all those, that would give me 7 influence, plus the 2 I get for free, gives me 9. I don't see if anyone looks real cool. I'm gonna go base just like
When you with exile, does that mean remove?
it's like removed from the game.
Okay, right
Yeah.
on.
So if I play that one, I could chain it to that one. So do I have a yellow? Is there a yellow or purple that goes into green? So I can just have a loop. Lane Cordell here. Sounds like good. I don't have enough money to buy all that though. Damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna buy an Indigo 6. He goes in my discard pile when I do that. And I'm gonna buy 3 of these. I don't know if it's a good idea.
So you always gonna go before me?
We just go around.
So yeah.
Or if we consider it to be starting now, you go before me.
Because I just don't know how this is gonna hurt you ever. Because you'll have used all your influence.
I think that makes you lose influence for your next turn.
Okay.
I assume that seems like a weird effect, but we're definitely not going to make it do nothing.
Okay.
So at the end of my turn, I got to draw back up, so I'm going to shuffle these things up. Yeah, I assume that would hit me on my next turn.
Okay. So are you done?
I am done.
So I get to discard.
So first, you get to it. It's your combat phase, and your lady has to attack.
Okay. So my lady attacks you.
All right, my lady blocks, and I do a damage to each other, and they both die.
And they both die. So that goes over here. So now it's buying stuff phase.
Now it's the buying stuff phase.
All right.
And then there's the playing stuff phase, the chain phase.
Chain phase.
So you get to play 1 card of yours down.
Oh,
Start a chain.
so we do. All right, I get you.
But if you don't want to, you can skip it if you want. If you only want to buy stuff.
No, I will play. Oh God, hamburgers. I'll do this guy and that guy, and yeah, that's my chain.
All right. So, just for an interesting reference here, I could play this guy on the chain as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he would inflict 2 damage on a minion.
Yeah.
But these guys won't be in play yet, right? Because it goes in reverse order.
Right.
So when he'll activate, mine will activate first, and you don't have any minions in play. So it's probably not the best idea. But it's a thing that could be done theoretically. All right, I will put down this Blood Rage card, and then I could follow it up with other things, but I don't want to. So, then we go in reverse order. I inflict 1 damage on each opponent. So, take a damage, put it in your discard pile.
Okay.
And that gets resolved. And then it goes in my discard pile because it's not a minion. And then you resolve your dudes.
Which deals 2 damage to target minion.
And then he goes in play.
Yep.
I think you. I don't know if you're required to kill your own dude. That would be dumb, but. That would be funny, but. In which case, you can have only played one of those.
You right.
Doesn't really say.
Or we could have it so that this one comes in and kills the other one.
All right, go ahead and do that.
Live and learn, right?
Well, the other way is you discard it for money. So once you have not done that,
right.
so yeah.
I'll have played one, and then I will, discard.
Look it up later. Doesn't matter if it's the right rule.
I'll discard 2
Cool.
for money. So I have
4
4 monies.
Remember, you can discard those for more money if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Discard as many as you want to, and then buy as many cards as you want to. You're not limited to one buy like in Dominion.
Okay.
Hence, me buying 4 cards.
So I'm gonna take this guy for 2 monies.
He goes in your discard pile.
It goes in my discard pile.
Yeah.
And
Pretty sure. Let me triple check that.
so does this thing not go off because it wasn't a chain?
It was a chain. That's how you got into play.
Oh, okay. No matter what, that's a chain, even if it's a chain of 1.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it.
There's only one link in that chain. Oh, I forgot about this rule. So you'll notice that it says in play, exile when destroyed or discarded. So one of these got zapped and one of these got attacked, right? So those are exiled. Those are out of the game now. I forgot about that. Very important. That's only when it's...
So how does this guy's chain work?
So exile target wound from your discard pile. Place this card into play with 2 health. So you put him in the chain, and when he activates, you look through your discard pile and see if you have any.
Oh, right, because he starts with 4, but he would come into play with 2.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
you would exile the wound card.
Yeah, but his kicker is put him into place with 4 health. So the kicker allows him to come into place with full health.
And how do you kick her again?
If it gets chained off of the
red thing.
So
Okay.
let's see. I don't know. Are there any reds that go into yellows?
No.
So I could do that one.
You could do that one. It was
Um,
very useless.
But
to me.
that's part of that's part of the figuring out what the best strategy is, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to take this person too. All right. So I've used all my monies.
So we can give you a new card if we think that one's lame with the kicker to lose 2 influence. But what it sounds like is at the end of my turn, I lose all influence.
Right.
And then I gain 2 influence at the beginning of my turn. But theoretically, when you're going around, I could get influence by playing cards on chains that give me influence.
Yeah.
So that can be... You can use that...
So I can
you
use
can use it
that
on my turn just to zap my influence.
As a kicker.
Yeah. Yeah, you could use it on my turn to zap my influence, or if I gain influence on your turn, you could zap it before my turn starts.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little tricky, it sounds like. All right, so how many cards did you discard?
I discarded 2.
And what'd you buy?
I bought Lilith Lawrence and an Overwatch 2.
Cool. So now you drop to 5.
Okay.
And you go on the next turn.
And this guy gets discarded?
No, because you got to play. He gets started after he attacks at the beginning of your next turn.
Okay.
If he lives. Alright, I'm gonna start a chain with Yuri Koroviev and then chain him onto himself, because that's the thing that happens in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any greens you want to chain onto Yuri over here?
No. Because I lose the influence at the end of the turn anyway, so...
No, you lose influence at the end of your turn.
So if I gain 2 influence, it would go into my turn.
Oh, but he does say your chain.
Your
So
chain.
it only works if you started on your turn.
So
he wouldn't give you anything on your turn.
So there's no
my turn.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So I get 4 influence, and they show up. The 2 Yuris.
Stupid Yuri.
Which one?
That one.
Okay. So I currently have 6 influence to spend, and I can get 2 more. I'll discard a card. And I'll buy an Indigo 6 and a Blood Rage And I'll just grab another one too. And I'll buy Zachariah Sand since he's my fancy man. You know what I mean? And then at the end of my turn, I draw up to 5 cards. And it's your turn. So now he has to attack.
Alright. He attacks.
I block with Yuri. So you do 2 damage to him, so he's down to 1. And he does 1 damage to you.
And he's dead.
Yeah. And then he gets exiled.
Right.
And then you can start a chain.
Why do I have 6 cards in my hand?
Cheated?
Yeah, I cheated.
That's the most logical explanation of it.
Right. Apparently don't know how to count.
Maybe you drew 5 cards and you already had one in your hand?
That's probably it.
Instead of drawing up to 5?
Yeah. So I'm making a chain now.
Yeah.
Like
Like you're crocheting.
So we will chain these enraged whites, apparently,
Alright.
to inflict damage on people.
I will chain my enraged white also. So I inflict 1 damage on target player, which is you.
Yep.
And you inflict 1 damage on me twice. Alright. And then you can buy stuff.
Right. I will discard 2 cards to get 2 more influence.
Alright.
So I have 4 influence, right?
A lot of influence, yeah.
Yeah, I'll discard that. I'll do Alden Hickman, and then I'll get another Overwatch.
Alright. And then you draw back up to 5.
Now I have to reshuffle.
Yes, indeed. Alright, so on my turn, these guys all have to attack you. He does 2 damage and they each do 1 damage, so blocking him's probably good. So you're going to block him
Yep.
and block one of them.
One of the Yuri that will die.
Alright, so he dies immediately, and then he dies after that. So you draw those cards before you get this wound.
Yeah.
Draw at the end of your turn.
Right.
Theoretically. Alright, I guess I'll play a bad smoke.
So these guys are they blocked.
They only have 1 health each?
Yeah.
Yes, and they are exiled because they are starter jumps.
In play, exile. Oh,
And these Yuris have to go away too. I almost cheated again. That's a little confusing, I got to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good way to not make people waste their time trying to get rid of their starter cards.
Right.
But that is a little... trying to figure out if I want to do 1 bad smoke or 2. Because I'm like, they'll just both die, and all he does is... Oh, it stays in play until destroyed. I will do 2 bad smokes.
Yeah, and they have 4 health.
Yeah, do you have any yellows you want to chain?
I do not.
Alright, so bad smokes appear.
It's your chain.
Alright, so I have 2 influence. I feel like I've not bought good cards here. Alright, so I'm going to discard one of these Blood Rages to buy Indigo 6. And I'll draw up to 5. Alright, your turn.
I don't have anything to attack you with.
Put these ones over here because you need to take them more than I do.
So I will. Thank you. I'll double change Charlotte Reyes to mill through my deck real fast.
Alright, I am blueless over here.
So I guess.
So she resolves and goes into play and you draw 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then she resolves and goes into play and you draw 2 more cards.
Okay. And then.
And then you discard your whole hand and buy everything.
That's pretty much it. Alright, so I've got 6.
Yes, correct.
Influence. I'll take a Grim Siege. And. I'll get Lilith again, I guess. Yeah. Cool.
Alright.
So hold on, I didn't do that right. Again, I'm gonna waste money, so I'm not doing that. I'll take an Alton Hickman then. Cool.
Alright, cool.
And then I guess
You can discard as many cards as you want.
I'm gonna roll with this and then just draw 2.
Right. I guess my bad smoke. Do my bad smokes really attack you when they have 0 attack?
Apparently.
I guess they attack you.
I block them both.
That's so dumb. I'm double checking that they have to attack if they have no attack.
It doesn't say they don't attack, so yeah.
That's excellently dumb. All right, I'm down. Say, hey, bad smoke. Could you run into this spear here? Oh yeah, I got you.
Well, it is bad smoke.
It's not good.
It's not good smoke.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna play Blood Rage, which chains into Indigo 6, which chains into JJ McTeague.
Checks out.
Do you have any reds you would like to chain?
Yeah, I will chain JJ McTeague, as you so eloquently put, and that is all I will do.
All right, so he comes off first. You can inflict 2 damage on target minion. So I assume one of these bad smokes.
Oh, these aren't in play yet.
They're not in play yet. 'Cause it goes
One of those bad smokes.
All right, and then my JJ McTweague comes into play, and he'll zap your JJ
And
McTweague.
this guy goes,
Yes, because he was in play and he was a chump. So I can claim 1 order from an opposing archive. What's cool over here? I'll take this. I'll take one of these guys. I claim it as my own. And then I inflict 1 damage on each opponent. So there you go.
God damn it.
And that's the chain phase, and now it's the buy stuff phase. I guess let's see. I feel like I am not optimizing my chains, if you know what I mean.
Do these go away?
No. You played them last turn.
Okay.
They will attack on your turn, and then they will go away.
Okay, got it.
Yes. Alright, I'm going to discard both of these and get 2 Lilith Lawrence Eye.
I feel like I should have lost these already, but it's cool.
No, because you played them on your turn. On my beginning of my turn, I only had 0 attack bad smokes, and they suicided. And then all this other stuff was played during my turn.
So how much damage did I end up taking? Just a 1?
Just the 1.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, next turn I got more dudes.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
his Blood Rage should go.
It's going to go poorly.
I mean, I only have 2 dudes that can do anything. Alright, so now it is your turn.
Okay, so I attack with 2 Charlotte Rays.
And they do 1 damage each?
Yep.
Alright, I guess dead bad smoke will block one of them, and not dead bad smoke will block the other one.
And then they will go away.
Yes.
All right.
But you can see in the game how they're like, Dominion, okay. Automatically get rid of your starter cards.
Yeah.
Okay. We want a little bit of attacking people. Okay. We want something to do on other people's turns. Okay. It's like they tried to throw in a bunch of.
Oh yeah.
They took the basic concept and were like, what can we?
So I don't get to draw. So that sucks.
You didn't have any wounds in your card at the end of your
No.
last turn? Okay. Cool.
All right. So
This is the first time this happened. So I just drew up, and it's through my cleanup phase. So I can discard all wounds from my hand and draw 2 cards for each wound. Discard. So I can discard that to draw 2 cards.
Okay.
That's how that works.
I see it. So I'm going to chain Lilith Lawrence with this bad smoke.
I have no yellows to chain.
Okay.
I wept because I had no yellows to chain.
So I now have a blocker.
So he comes into play, doesn't do anything on
Chump
the chain.
blocker, chain, 1 damage to target player. Pew!
Alright, bad smoke takes that.
Target player.
Yeah.
Oh,
card
he
stays
sucks all that.
This card blocks damage inflicted on you.
Lame.
Well, you can damage bad smoke.
It's hella lame. And now it's buy stuff.
Now it's chain phase. That was chain phase. Now it's buy stuff.
Buy stuff.
Or as they say in France, le stuff.
I'll discard 2, so I have 4.
All right.
And I'll buy
So I don't know if this is a thing.
this Ivan guy.
Yeah, but like so, yeah. For like your blues, your blue goes. This one goes in Overwatch 2 goes into white.
Yeah.
And then it goes back into blue, so you could theoretically just like loop those.
Right.
Or you could try to find a 3-card loop. And then start taking wounds, draw more cards. It's cool. All right. So beginning of my turn.
Now I draw back up to 5.
And you draw back up to 5.
So I draw these.
Yeah.
And then
And you see if you have any wounds.
it probably will.
That's good because you get to draw a bunch more cards.
Mill.
Play all the JJ McTeagues.
All right, and then wound. I discard all wounds and draw 2 cards.
And if you draw more wounds, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
All right. All my guys attack you apparently. Even bad smoke.
all your base are belong to me.
Yeah.
So I will block Indigo 6 with the bad smokes.
All right, so he takes.
No, actually, no. I block Indigo 6 with Lilith.
All right, so he dies, and Lilith takes 2 damage.
Yep, and I'll block
JJ McTeague with
the
bad
bad
smoke.
smokes.
All right. Cool. So he takes 2 as well.
Yep,
From round,
and
then
I'll take 0 damage from bad smoke attacking.
And JJ McTeague goes out of the game.
Get out of here, JJ McTeague.
Yeah. So that all happened officially. Let the record show. All right, we're gonna try to do this, Darren. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So I play this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that changed into a green one.
Mm-hmm.
That one changed into a red one. Changed into a purple one. Changed into a red one. Changed into a red one. Actually, fuck you, JJ McTeague. There we go. That one.
Okay.
So I do all those. That looks legal, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got some kickers in there, even maybe.
So the white one.
So it's a white or a green. You can chain onto that.
All right. So I will do Genesis 1.
Cool.
We'll chain into an Alton Hickman.
Cool. Got any reds or greens?
Nope.
All right. So this one goes first. He doesn't have any chain effects, right? So he just goes into play. Exile target card from your discard pile. All right. Then I inflict 1 damage on each opponent, which you can take on, which goes to bad smoke, I think.
Yep.
So rotate him. And it chained off of a purple, so I inflict 2 damage on target minion, Lilith Lawrence.
Okay.
So I kill her, she goes to your discard pile. Then my Lilith Lawrence comes into play and inflict 1 damage on target player, you, which kills your bad smoke, I think.
Yep.
And she does not have a chain, so he goes out.
Oh yeah, he's done.
And then Zachariah Sands inflicts 2 damage on target minion. I'll kill that guy. Or actually, no, I'll do it on that guy instead, because the kicker is destroyed that minion.
Okay.
Because it came off a green one.
Lame.
And my chain, you may claim 1 order from opponent's archive. I'll grab that guy. And then inflict 1 damage on each opponent. Take damage. I think that's what happened. And then I got JJ McTeague. I hate JJ McTeague. And then I'll just buy Lilith Lawrence. And then I draw back up, and it's going to be your turn. And I have a wound to discard, so I discard that to draw 2 cards. And now it's your turn. So
right.
Genesis 1 has to attack. Because it's the beginning of a turn.
Yep, I attack.
Lilith Lawrence will block
For
you.
0. No, for 1.
Yeah, so he'll.
All right.
Oh, he only hit his 1. Right,
Yeah,
so
he does 1.
She blocks you, and he goes into the exile.
Okay. So now it's the chain phase.
Now it's the chain phase.
Right.
Working on a chain phase.
So Overwatch 2 and Alton Hickman.
Alright, cool. Anything else?
That's it.
So I can change green or red,
In
theory.
So kicker.
Well, I get to put mine on a chain.
Red or green. Yeah.
So I'll put Indigo CX, and then JJ McTeague and Blood Rage. And that's all I got.
Okay, so I guess yours goes
So,
first.
inflict 1 damage on each opponent. So 1 damage on you. And then inflict 2 damage on target minion. Oh no. We did this before.
Yeah, so
Father Lawrence. That was not useful. Then, so this is... Oh, it's only on my chain. No, why'd I do that? Alright, never mind.
okay.
He doesn't have a chain.
But a kicker, place target card from your discard pile on top of my deck.
Oh, that's cool.
Um,
You could put the wound in there, which would allow you to draw 2 cards. If it's not a specific card you really want. Oh, but then he's going to make you draw cards. You don't want that. So whatever you put on top of your deck, you're going to immediately draw.
right. Yeah.
Alright. And then you draw it.
Draw it.
Cool. Now it's buy stuff phase.
I'll just take this one
Alright.
for 2.
Sounds good. And discard if you want, and then draw it for 5. And then if you have wounds, you get to draw more.
Cool.
Alright, so all my dudes, including Bad Smoke, attack. I have a 2 damage, a 2 damage, a 2 damage, 2 damage, and a 0 damage.
Suck.
I agree.
I guess I will block.
Remember, they're all going to die at the end of this phase. All my guys are going to die in my phase anyway.
Yeah.
So if you can stop one of my dudes and survive, that's your best.
I'll
bet.
block that with this,
And then
he'll be fine.
You survive with 1 wound, yeah.
Yep. And then I'll block this with this.
And they both
They
die.
both die.
Cool. So then you take 4 damage,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy gets exiled.
I can already see how this is going.
Swimmingly.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to play an enraged white and Lilith Lawrence. So you can chain a yellow or a red. Oh, and these guys. This guy just dies at the end of the turn because that's how this game works. And we should follow all the rules, not just the ones we like.
Right. Good lord. Red or yellow?
Red or yellow.
All right, I'll chain the bad smoke.
The bad smoke.
There's a bad smoke on the rise.
I like it. All right, so he goes into play. It's very fun.
Yep.
I inflict 1 damage on target player, which goes to bad smoke.
Yep.
And then I inflict 1 damage on target player, which goes to bad smoke. And these 2 hang out. All right, then I draw back up to 5, and you can attack.
Okay. I do attack with both of them. You can't block him.
You gonna block him?
Because he can't block him. That's his ability.
Cannot
Because you can't block him.
be blocked. Oh, I don't like it.
No, you can block my bad smoke.
But can I? Take 2 damage, bad smoke.
It goes away.
All right, so 1 of the damage from him that goes to me will get absorbed by bad smoke.
Yep.
And the other 2 I have to take in a
And then this guy
normal fashion.
goes away.
Yes.
So that was.
That's a good card. I like that guy.
And then
You chain. The chain.
the turn. This is terrible. So Genesis 1. We'll go into Ivan Radinsky. We'll go into Overwatch 2. And then that's what I got. So you got white or green.
So I will play Indigo 6. Even though he's your chain, I just want to be able to play other cards.
Mm-hmm.
I think is a good idea. And then I'll play Blood Rage. And then I'll play Genesis 1 and Genesis 1. So, starting with mine. Exile target card from your discard pile. A wound. Exile target card from your discard pile. A wound.
Damn it.
Inflict 1 damage on each opponent. That's you.
Sick.
And then your chain.
I'm going for the high score. Hold on. If I get all the wounds, is it like hearts? Like, I'm shooting the moon at him.
Okay. House rule. All right, so you do your
If you
chain.
get 20 wounds, you win automatically. Chain, draw a card.
All right.
No
kicker.
No kickers. Very sad. And then chain, place target minion on top of its owner's deck. These are killing me. I don't want you to have those. And I'm not giving you those back. So it'll be that one.
All right. Top of my deck. Top of the deck to you.
And then exile card.
All right, and they're all in play. Very exciting, and then you can buy stuff.
Okay, I'll discard this, and so then I have 3. So I'll buy Marcus Thoth. I guess that's it.
All right, so discard any cards you want to discard, and then drop 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds left.
And then I will discard the wound.
Draw dos mas.
Dosmas.
I didn't take any Spanish. Is that right?
That is mostly correct.
All right.
Though your accent is atrocious. 2 more cards, and go ahead.
Sure. All right. So
Bizarro, I'm losing.
these guys all attack you. Rage.
All right. I will murder Lilith Lawrence with Ivan Rosinski.
All right, cool. He takes 3 damage.
I will block.
He does 2, and they do 1.
Yeah, I'll block 1 with that. With the Overwatch 2.
So he's gonna die. You
The-
want to block one of these?
No, I block. They'll both die.
All right, cool.
It's fine. It was bound to happen. And then I'll chump block.
All right, cool. So they take a damage, and then 1 goes through.
Yep.
All right, so
And so this guy. Oh, he's got 2. Okay.
yeah. So take a wound, and then at the end of my turn, these guys both get exiled, and then I play Overwatch 2 as my chain.
So it is.
So you can play it. You can chain a white or green.
Oh, I can chain a green on that?
Yeah, you can.
Oh! Snap, son. Yeah, I will. Boom. Boom. With the influence.
It's your chain.
This is my chain. No. No, yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. I draw a card. Woo! Choose a player. All right. I think I'm just guard this guy to grab this Alton Hickman bro. He seems pretty cool. I want that in my chain. You know what I mean?
It works.
I draw 5 cards. Got 2 wounds, so I get to draw 4 more cards. All right, bring on the chains. All right.
Can
Can he be blocked? He can be blocked, right?
yeah, you can
All
totally
right.
be.
All right, that dies, and then I take 2 wounds.
3.
3 wounds. So I'm 1 wound left. All right.
And then I shall lose.
Nailed that.
All right, and this is going great. So we'll go Lilith Lawrence. We'll chain into Marcus Toth. We'll chain into Yuri Koroviv. Yeah.
Koroviev?
Viev? Yeah, Koroviev? I like that. That sounds
Rolls
very...
off the tongue, right?
Koroviev. Like Antetokounmpo. And then another Yuri
Antetokounmpo.
Have you heard Stacey King trying to say
I haven't, and I don't want to.
Antetokounmpo? That's my chain. Green. Bring it.
All right, so I only got 1 green, so I got to green it out.
Indigo 6.
6.
All right.
There's more. Wait.
Into the red. Into the green. Into the red. Into the purple.
I'm not even paying attention to what they do. I'm just playing.
That's how I've been doing it. You guys reading this?
All right, so I inflict 1 damage on each opponent.
And I lose.
Oh, kicker, inflict 2 damage on target minion. Let's see how
these aren't in play.
Oh, you're right. They're not in play yet. Nice. There's no minions in play. I might kill my own guys. Let's double check. All right. So when the last face-up wound card from the wound is taken for setting a player, the game ends. Finish resolving cards in the chain or damage from attacking minions, depending on which phase it is. Keep track of additional wounds by using.
So we're going to go through this to the bitter end until.
Right.
And
yes,
then I'll lose.
apparently. Yes. No minions to do. Inflict 1 damage on target player. Here's a pile. Don't try not to use it all.
I'm not taking this.
Let's make a little mini pile over here. Inflict 2 damage on target minion. Kick or destroy that minion. I can claim 1 order from Darren's thing. Done. And then inflict 1 damage on each opponent. Inflict. That's not relevant. All right, now do your chain.
I feel like I lost. I have more influence.
You can't spend.
And more influence. And then when this card is destroyed, put it in my hand.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Nope.
You inflict damage on me.
I do inflict damage on you.
All right. Then game over.
And then that's it.
All right, so we count up our wounds. 'Cause theoretically, we exiled some wounds. So even if you took more wounds, you could not lose theoretically, right?
Right.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I did notice that. You could build a deck around that. How many do you have?
6, and I ditched 2.
I had 12, and I refused to take 2 more.
Not 14. All right.
So you
Nightfall.
properly kicked my deck right in, like I'm an innie now. I appreciate it.
And I felt like I picked crappy cards.
No,
too.
you apparently not. No, so what I learned is cards that just deal a damage to you, super useful. Because
I thought they wouldn't be as useful because we're only playing 1 player, right? And like they'd be more useful if you're hitting like 3 players.
oh yeah, and then you're basically just draining that wound down.
Yeah.
I mean that's a way to end a game quickly.
Yeah, I tried to go for cards that would chain into each other, like Indigo Six and Blood Rage. Like I figured, like if I just have these cards, I can just circle them, right? And
I tried to do that
those.
too. I think I was not aggressive enough ditching my cards for more influence.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I did. I was just like, I have 3 cards, ditch 3 cards to get good ones, and then constantly put the new ones in. Yeah, because you were like, you're like, I'll ditch 1, and you hold on to 3 cards for the next turn.
And I think that hamstrung me in the end.
Yeah. So, what'd you think of the Nightfall?
I think it's got there's things to like. I don't know how often I'd play it.
Yeah.
But I think it's a solid deck building game. It doesn't feel like I've done this before.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's some games where you're just like, God, I've done this 10 times in 8 other games. And it sort of zaps the appeal. But overall, I'd recommend it. Play it at a friend's house before you buy it.
Yeah. There's an app too. The app's really good. I picked it up, so I'm like, oh, what is this game? I'm like, I'll pay $3 for this game to see what it's like.
No, so how's the app work? Like, is it good?
I haven't played it in like years. This is an older game.
Okay.
I played it on the iOS, and then we switched to Android, so I haven't played it in a while. But it's pretty good.
I'm glad that you switched to Android. It makes me feel good.
Well, I went to Android right away, but Stephanie did the iPad just because she wanted to be super nerdy and like have her own like Plex Media server, and then she could jailbreak. It's a whole thing.
None of those words mean anything. You just made those out of whole cloth.
There's jailbreaking and other things, but but yeah, the app worked pretty well. I remember it being a little weird. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I could do this, and it wasn't entirely clear, but it worked pretty well. It was, like I said, it was really great to be able to pay like $5 or whatever it was to play the game before I bought the regular version of the game.
Right.
But yeah, so the things that I always on my other reviews that we've done on the site here, I always try to note like who I think will like this, like what are the what things might make you like it or dislike it. Like, so it's got a lot of antagonistic stuff. You have to attack people. You're playing cards that attack people.
Right.
And that's nothing like a lot of deck builders, right? Dominion's just like, I'm doing my own thing.
So I'm building this influence and victory point. There's no victory points, really. It's, I mean, I don't consider
victory points,
negative victory points. Yeah, it is. You're right. It's well noticed. It is absolutely just an aggressive game.
So if you like attacking your friends, then it's probably gonna be a plus. If not, it's gonna be a minus.
Yeah.
It's got that really cool engine building thing because you can draw your hand. You're like, oh yeah, there it goes. It does that same thing, but in a more aggressive way, which is interesting. It's got a lot of replayability.
You have those.
I feel like there's some randomness, but it didn't feel super random, right? Because you get to choose what goes in your deck, and you have an idea about what's going on. So
I definitely felt like the choices I made definitely led to the outcome.
Yeah. So I guess it's a little bit random. It's very consistent, though, right? Like, if you know what you're doing, you're going to do pretty well. So
right, and I noticed that my card drawing did me no good whatsoever. Because there's plenty of card drawing mechanics built into the game. Yeah, with the wounds and the ditching of cards to mill through your deck. So, I mean, you can cycle cards constantly.
Yeah, the only thing is that it would allow you to get like 7 cards.
It gets a little card advantage, but
it's not as big a deal as it is in other games where card drawing is huge.
Huge. Yeah, if you had 5 extra cards in Magic, you probably won.
Yeah, that's true. Any parting words about...
No, but this is fun. Look forward to what you unleash on me in our next visit. Because, like we stated at the beginning, I will not know any of these games that we're going to play. So, yeah, until next time, Toodles, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yep. I'm Adam.
I'm Darren.
And this is the advisory board. Hey everybody, we're here editing the video for Advisory Board Episode 0, and as we plan to do every episode, the loser will have to ingest something terrible as penance. So what do we have for Episode 0?
This week we have something called Grass Jelly Drink, which is 3 words I never thought would be put one after the other. So, yeah,
as the rules are, you have to drink the whole thing or until you think you might throw up?
Yeah.
That's the rule? Okay.
You're getting cinnamon jello next time.
Does it smell like... Oh, God! It's awful.
Oh, it smells like I would imagine Slurm tastes.
Okay, maybe save a little bit of that so the wives can smell it.
Oh, God. All right.
What color is it? Do we know?
It's not... I don't know. It's hard to tell in the... I don't want to spill it.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice and warm, too. We didn't refrigerate.
Oh, Christ. That is... Oh. And the aftertaste. Like, oh, my God. There's like bits floating around.
It's like brown, like it's so cola, but not awesome.
Oh, right, like why would anyone choose to drink this? I don't, like, look, I mean, it's got like marketing on here. Like, this is a product that people drink. It's from Malaysia. Like, they don't have taste buds in Malaysia. Like, oh my God.
Are you good?
There's like jelly in there. I don't, why? Why is this a product? Who is this for?
It's for you, Darren. It's all for you. You don't have to drink any more.
No, it's a bet is a bet.
Oh, it's got chocolate.
It looks like... have you ever seen Snowpiercer?
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It looks like the bars of like ground up roaches and crap that they feed to the steerage passengers.
Stop that! I think this is the perfect image I have to show. All
right, you're gonna call it. All right, fine.
All right, bye. See you next time.
I'm angry.